This podcast contains discussions about sensitive topics, including mental health, alcohol and substance use, as well as suicide. It may also include strong language. The viewpoints expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the hosts. Listener discretion is advised. If you or someone you know needs support, please reach out to a trusted professional or a helpline.
Twist the throttle, let it burn. Every mile's a lesson learned. Lean it hard, don't let it slide. Life's a ride we cannot hide.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, watchers, to another episode of Twist the Throttle. This week we've got Kimmi Taylor. Thank you very much for coming along.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, Kimmi, we've worked with your boy, Stewie. Both of us worked with him over the years.
I love Stewie. I'm going to catch him on the road every now and then. Catch him on the UHF. Hey, Stewie!
I always hang shit on him and call him Mini-Me because we look exactly the same, but he's about a foot shorter.
True.
You got the bed and all.
Same
Haven't
haircut,
seen him for a long
same
time.
beard. He's a very attractive man.
I might be biased.
So I've always heard your story from Stu. We've met a couple of times over the years. I knew you'd be an interesting guest to have on. We're going to get Stu on once he's
Builds up the courage.
Builds up the courage a bit.
You can't have Dutch courage.
No. But we'll get him in.
Yeah.
So before we get too deep into it, mate, when you hear the word freedom, what does that mean to you?
Being able to do something without the fear of any negative repercussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Big
I like
word.
that.
Yeah.
It's a hard question to start with. Like, we're just getting into your story a bit more. It'll make more sense why we're asking.
What does freedom mean for you?
Freedom for me, not having the weight of everything on me all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Yeah. At the moment, I don't feel very free with the big move I've just done and a few responsibilities, club stuff, the podcast, getting this ready and done, and there's a lot, feels like a lot, but we do it all for fun. So
We do. Financial freedom would be good too.
oh
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. So that's a whole nother.
we release
Another
these
one,
like
isn't
3
it?
weeks ahead. So if we know the lottery numbers, can we just
Yes.
split them out? We'll split it 3 ways. We're happy.
Yeah.
Not greedy.
So if you could go anywhere in Australia tomorrow, where would it be and why?
It's a little town called Crystal Brook. It's about 4 hours north of Adelaide.
Oh, nice.
And that is where my auntie and uncle live,
Yeah.
and it is in the middle of the Flinders Ranges. It's
Oh,
a
beautiful.
desert town. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. It's actually 15 minutes past Snowtown, which
Yeah.
is, I mean,
Famous.
Everyone knows.
Not great for banking.
no, it's not. It's a cafe now. It's a cafe now.
Bank's cafe.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Unreal.
just don't go downstairs.
Bodies in the barrels.
Yeah, that's one.
Exactly.
That's one.
I remember that one.
But yeah, so that's where I spent all of my holidays and quite a bit of time growing up. So that's home to me. So anywhere in
beautiful.
Australia, I just always want to go there.
Close with your aunt and
Crystal
uncle.
because it's actually got crystals in the ground, or is it just a name?
You're up in the
I'm
open.
not sure because it's Crystal Brook, but there's no water. It's red. There's nothing there.
Red dirt as far as you can see. That's not far
Which I
from
love.
Cooper
'cause it's
Pedy,
just-
is it?
no, it's not far
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about,
Cooper Petey's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love
that's
Cooper
another
Pedy.
2 hours north. So
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah.
Nice. Expand that. What about anywhere in the world?
I don't know. I've never been overseas. So,
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, I always wanted to go Scotland, Ireland, those kind of places.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anywhere
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. Norway's my dream. See the Northern Lights. That'll
Still
be
on the cards.
still going to happen. Hopefully next year. Let's see how it goes. I was going to go this year, but bought a house instead. Now I'm broke.
Worth it?
Now I'm broke.
So what's your go-to comfort music?
Oh. It's a mix between country and heavy metal, which usually gets me a few odd looks. Yeah.
You know what? I'm pretty broad with most of my music. I don't like a lot of country music, but there are like Jelly Roll and there's a couple of things like that.
Yeah, but it's probably more country.
Malone?
Country rock.
I
Yeah.
actually like Post Malone, but then some of his songs are really country, yeah?
Yeah. So when life gets too much, what's your go-to? What's your escape?
Music.
Music?
Always
Yeah, love
need
it.
music, chuck something
Just-
on, or
For me, it's food.
food is good.
Food is good. Love that. Got you in today. Haven't seen you for fucking years, actually.
It's been a while.
You walked in looking tired. Been helping out a mate baking since 5 a.m. You've been up
Yeah.
12 hours already, and now you're like, hey, let's go to a
Decided
podcast.
to
You
go.
made a jelly slice. What flavour jelly slice was it?
Just a strawberry.
Oh, did you get to taste it?
I haven't.
Are you back
No.
tomorrow?
I'm going to cut it up tomorrow.
Done. Love that. Are you a sunset or a sunrise person? Which one feels more like you?
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really depends on the mood.
Yeah, obviously not tonight. Sunrise today.
Get up early because I love the peace and quiet, and then I like the quiet at night as well. So
Once all the kids are in bed.
exactly.
Love that. Is there a quote or lyrics from a song that have stuck with you through hard times? What do you live your life by? Any mottos?
Mostly from books, fairy
Yeah.
tales, things like that.
Yeah.
So I've always loved my fairy tales, Alice in Wonderland. So
Yeah. Looking at the Lost Boy tattoo.
boy, that's my
Yeah.
most. That's there because my friends and I used to joke about us being the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So
Peter Pan.
that one stuck with me, and then I put it up here so that I don't forget.
Yeah. Love that.
But pretty much anything from Alice. I can't go back to yesterday. I was a different person then.
Yep.
And I just sort of take every day as it comes.
Yeah. Which one's your favourite?
Oh, that's tricky. It depends on my mood. So this one's probably my most meaningful, bar Stuart and my kids' names.
Yeah.
And then one of my favourites is that one my friend did on May the 4th a couple of years ago.
Cool.
Daddy
Yeah,
is
so-
Darth Vader.
My friends,
Yeah.
like, we're all Star Wars nerds. So
Love
that
it.
was, yeah.
Do your tattoos have to have meaning or just
No,
no?
not at all.
Whatever's cool. Love
No,
it.
yeah, I've had a few friends do apprenticeships over the years, so I've got some pretty sketchy ones on my
Yeah,
legs
yeah.
there.
Come away with a bike club. Some really sketchy tattoos.
Yeah. I was about to say, I was thinking about buying one just so I
No,
could
no.
do some fill-in.
Yeah.
You know,
We do
somebody
it.
else can do the outline. I'll do the fill-in part because I can probably keep it in the lines. All right, so let's roll back to the beginning. Your story starts in a really tough household, yeah?
Yeah.
You mentioned that love and affection weren't things you saw growing up. What did family life look like for you as a kid?
Family was always a bit weird for me. So it was me. I've got a brother who's 2 years and 3 days older than me, just, to keep it close. Mum and dad who...
Whose birthday's 9 months before that? Mum's or dad's?
Don't make me do math.
It's like, oh shit.
Don't. So yeah, I don't remember a hell of a lot of my childhood.
Blocked it out.
Yeah, a big trauma response. But what I do remember probably is mostly negative, which I don't like to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, mum and dad had a weird relationship. So dad would work as much as possible. He was a truckie, so
Yeah.
he was either on nights or he'd do long hauls and be away. Mum went back to study when we were kids as well as work, so she wasn't home a hell of a lot either. So we were just kind of on our own,
Left
did
on
our
your
own
own.
thing.
Yeah. From what age?
I think so. We lived in Ascot Vale when I was little. Then when I was 7, we moved to Wood End and we
Yeah.
were on a property there. So from about then,
Yeah.
from about 7, 8,
Yeah. What was she studying?
psychology. Psychologists come from a trauma background.
That's true. The interest in it comes in.
They all want to help people.
Yeah. Stop people going through what you've been through.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Your dad was a truck driver and you said he was hard to be around sometimes when he was home. Yeah.
So when he was home, he wasn't the happiest of people. He just liked to be left alone. I think I had it from a young age. I knew that when he got home, if he was grumpy and that, he'd watch TV, you'd make him his Milo or coffee or whatever, you'd just take it to him and then you'd bugger off.
That was your interaction.
Yeah.
How did that shape your view of men from a young age?
Did he warm up once he'd actually had his chill time?
No, not really. It was more if we were around people. So my parents they go to church every Sunday. We'd go as well. So whenever we were there, if he was there, he was always smiling and joking, happy, because that was, the front
What's
he'd put on in
expected,
front of
yeah.
people. So, we're a happy family.
Yeah.
Go home, bugger off, do your own thing. Yeah, keep to yourself.
Yeah. You said you were forced into the parenting role really young, especially helping with your brother. How did that responsibility affect the way you see yourself as a mum now?
So my older brother, even though we're only 2 years apart, so he's autistic, high functioning, but social cues, things like that were never a strong point for him. So
Yeah.
I always sort of picked up the slack, I guess, for that. I always took on that protective role because, we were always close. He was my best friend.
Yeah.
So I guess I just sort of took on that responsibility to make sure we both knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 autistic children now.
Yeah.
So again, that's definitely given me a good sense of how to be patient and how to just sort of let kids be themselves.
Yeah. Being around autistic kids can be hard. Different things trigger different responses.
Very much so.
Yeah. Like sometimes a loud noise can set them off. Sometimes it can be something completely random.
Like I said, didn't grow up normal, don't have a normal sort of life now. I don't think that will ever be the case, but I don't mind. We've just learnt to sort of take it as it comes for that
Yeah.
reason.
Do you remember any times of like peace back then?
Yeah, whenever.
Good memories.
When it was just you two.
Yeah, when it was just me and my brother mostly.
Yeah.
Or when we would, so when mum was studying, because so we lived in Woodend, she was studying in Geelong, sometimes Warrnambool, so she'd be gone
Yeah.
a lot. So school holidays, she would drive us to the airport, then we would catch a plane, just me and my brother, to Adelaide.
Yep.
My grandparents would meet us. We'd usually stay with them for a few days, and then they'd put us on a bus to Crystal Brook. So that was the other time that we felt the most, I guess, like kids.
Cared for, yeah. Not the responsibility on you.
Which was weird because I think growing up, I found it challenging because my aunt and uncle were a bit stricter, obviously, than my parents.
Yeah.
So I
there.
sort of I bucked heads with them a lot, but
Yeah.
at the same time, reflecting on that, that was also the most fun and the most normal times I had where I could actually be a child.
Did you ever
It was a weird one.
Did you ever fix your relationship with your parents?
Yeah, so my mum and I are really close. I think it's because I've learned how to not take everything to heart. So she had a very traumatic upbringing as well. And unfortunately, that sort of shaped her parenting a lot. She fell into the victim role a lot rather than becoming sort of more confident from it all, kind of went into her shell.
You went the opposite.
I went the opposite way.
Yeah.
So we have a really tricky relationship. She comes and stays with us a lot. And I think I still parent her a lot, which was the case growing up as well. I always parented her a lot. My dad, he passed away a few years ago. I had the carer role for him. He never looked after himself. He was very unhealthy by the end of it, had a lot of health issues. I used to go daily to his house. So he lived about 20 minutes away and would do sort of all the shopping, cooking, cleaning, caring stuff, take him to all his appointments, do all that stuff. But I never had a good relationship with him. Even when he died, you know, he would ring me and just be like, oh, I need this, or I need to go here. I just took on that role because there was no one else to do
You're
it.
more like a resource than a daughter.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I sort of did it out of obligation more than anything. It was if I didn't do it, no one else would. So,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of
pretty
was
big
what
of
it
you.
was.
It was pretty big here.
Did your mum acknowledge your upbringing being not normal now, like for you to fix that relationship?
Yeah,
or
don't like to talk about it.
Is
So
that- yeah.
mostly me.
you don't have to. I'm
I don't
saying.
like to talk about it with her, mostly because it ends up with her crying and me comforting her.
Okay.
So that's usually how any deep conversations go.
Yeah.
So I just avoid them with her because it's, still very much that
Yeah.
that mentality that I'm like,
That
no,
she's-
I can't
that-
talk about
as you say,
anything.
she's still the victim. Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. That's never easy. At 15, you walked out. That's an enormous decision for anyone, let alone a teenager. What was going through your mind the night you left?
So basically in the year leading up to me moving out, things had gotten really bad at home. Dealing with, you know, my brother getting that bit older. Dad started to get a lot more physical towards him. They'd fight a lot more. And then I would have mum calling me on her way home from Geelong at, 1 a.m, 2 a.m. in the morning, telling me she's going to drive into a tree. She wanted to kill herself. She was over it. I just said, if you're not going to leave, I'm going to leave. And so I did. And that's basically where it came from. So I was dating a guy at the time. He was living with a couple of friends. He said, you can move in
Come,
here.
yeah, come
And I was
stay.
like, yep, cool. He all came with their utes and stuff, packed up my shit, and I was gone.
To leave your brother in that environment?
He was doing year 12 at the time. So I was like, he can go once he'd nearly finished. Once he was done, he was going to uni. He was moving out.
So a bit of
The right
freedom.
time.
A bit of freedom at 15. Did you get into trouble back then? Yeah.
Yeah,
Started drinking.
very much. Been in trouble for a few years already.
Yeah.
So you ended up homeless for a while, sleeping rough as a 16-year-old girl. How'd you survive that, and what do you remember most about those nights?
So after my boyfriend and I broke up, being 16 and 19, definitely wasn't going to last. I kind of couch surfed for a while, and then I was doing TAFE in the city, going to beauty school. So I would just either catch a really late train back to Woodend and sleep wherever, or a few times I just slept in the city.
So was there
find
school
somewhere.
friends and that you could rely on back then?
Just whoever I could find, probably not the best people.
You were saying before that you don't really like relying on people. I don't like relying on people as well.
Yeah, so I think I was a bit stubborn, and just do whatever. And
Yeah, did
Make
you
it
ever
work.
think about going back to mum and dad, or?
no. So not long after I moved out, Mum did end up moving out and staying with a friend in Geelong. They had a bungalow, and they said she could have that. So she'd moved out by then. My brother was working and nearly finished school. So he was staying with friends most of the time
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So I was like, definitely not going back.
Yeah.
So you've got history of assault. Was that at home or?
So when I was very young, when I would go stay with grandparents and different things like that, my pa, he had a mechanics workshop in Pascoe Vale.
Yeah.
And so there was always just guys around and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, having a small girl working around there and
Yeah.
hanging out growing up, yeah, things definitely, happen that shouldn't have happened. And people, I guess, are a bit more blasé, love that word, and oblivious to that kind of stuff. Nana was very much a hard ass. My pa was an alcoholic. He used to definitely lay hands on her quite often as well. So it was all just keep your head down, shut up,
So
do whatever.
During that homeless time, you had more dealings with assault
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, definitely came across a few shady characters in the
Yeah.
city, a few intoxicated people that not the most desirable people to hang around or be around. And
Drugs get involved?
Yep,
Yeah.
very much was a coping mechanism. So, yeah, I became very reliant on mostly just marijuana, alcohol. Then I got into party drugs later on, probably around 17, which was, not as much coping, more of a fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything really to sort of escape.
Yeah.
So I was definitely drinking and smoking daily.
So you attempted suicide and your dad dropped the line. You couldn't even get that right. That's fucking brutal, to put it honestly.
I mean, it didn't actually affect me as much as it probably, I guess, should have.
Yeah.
So again, I guess going back
So-
to childhood,
I was
growing
gonna
up,
say, to get to that point, you would have already been not in the right.
I was always treated more like the son than my brother.
Okay.
So Dad had that very old school macho guy mentality.
Yeah.
And my brother being on the spectrum, he was always more, not delicate, but obviously the sensory stuff that people weren't as aware of back
Yeah.
then. He didn't like to be around things that smell really strongly. So he wouldn't, go work outside. Us growing up on a property, I was very much a tomboy. I was out doing all that stuff. So then I took on that role. So he would have me out helping him with everything. And as anyone can imagine, that whole, hold the flashlight for your dad and get yelled at type thing. It was always that scenario. And I could never do anything right, but I'd still have to do it. And so, I pretty much grew up hearing that from him all the time. But that was a pretty sore one. Like I said, now I just reflect on it and go, that's pretty sad for him that was how he felt.
Yeah.
He needed to speak to his kids more than anything.
And for you later in the later years to be there to be his support is really shows that you're such a strong person,
Yeah. Strong or stupid, one or the other.
We'll go with strength.
Yeah.
So out of the darkness, you found someone who gave you the safety and the warmth, and that was Stewie, yeah?
Yeah, which was a really weird, I guess, chance meeting. So his brother, who is now a really bad addict and in and out of prison, was hanging out at the flat that I managed to get through one of Mum's friends. So I ended up finding a place eventually on my own. And then, I did have a few shady characters hanging out there as well, drinking, doing drugs. His brother happened to be one of them. And he came by to hang out with his brother one night and
Oh, she's pretty.
well, I didn't know he thought that until a lot later on. I was watching some stupid show and he was the only one that thought it was funny as well. And we were just like, oh, yeah, cool. Exchanged
Clicked.
numbers and
Yeah.
kept hanging out.
I love that guy.
Actually got
Stewie's
him
good.
through a really bad breakup at the time as well. Just as friends. And I was dating another douchebag at the time.
How long is it now you've been together?
18 years.
That's a fair rebound.
Yeah, we got to now 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did meeting Stu change things for you emotionally?
It was tough at the start. I mean, we were both just partying. Again, it was more hanging out as friends and then having someone I could relate to and that actually didn't care if I was my weird self.
That you could let the guard down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I'd never been able to do before besides with one of my closest friends. She was the only other person. And then nice, reassuring. So,
We've got a cat in the studio.
I want to take the cat.
he'll just have a sniff first. He'll decide.
He's
But
very annoying.
ending up pregnant at 17, what was your reaction and how did people around you respond?
So, by then Mum was living in Geelong full time and every time I would call her, she would always answer the phone and be like, don't tell me you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So the day I did ring her and tell her, it was very awkward. 'Cause she'd go,
Don't tell me you're
I'm like,
pregnant.
oh,
Well,
I've got to tell you.
actually.
I'm like, I've got to tell you something. She's like, oh, don't tell me you're pregnant. And I'm like, well, actually, surprise.
Yeah.
I was in denial at first. So I was working doing landscaping and gardening at the time. And so again, working around guys, that didn't even cross my mind. And then I couldn't have my morning coffee, morning smoke. I was really ill. And one of them just jokingly said, oh, you're not pregnant, are you? And I was
You're
like, nah, no way.
Yeah.
And then they bought a test. I made me go in the toilets at work and do it. And I was like, oh my God.
Fuck.
I've never seen a pink line come up so fast in my life. And I was like, oh, shit.
It's like a little bit pregnant.
Yeah. And it was kind of weird. Stuart and I were both in denial at first.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were both very young. He kind of took it in his stride more than me. I don't think either of us, we're both very stubborn people. Neither of us wanted to admit we were scared or excited. So we were just kind of like, oh yeah, it's happening, but we're just going to ignore it.
It starts to get a bit real when the bump gets a bit
Yeah.
bigger and you need
It
different
does. Like we
clothes.
do
and
that,
stuff.
went to ultrasounds, everything, and neither of us would kind of
Actually
acknowledge it. It was
admit it.
kind of
Yeah.
happening, and
My first part, my wife at 16 was pregnant when I was 18. And when one was excited, the other one was
it's really
shitting
weird, isn't
themselves.
it?
And then, like, you'd get excited and then, it was going to scale right up until the baby arrived.
Especially
And
when
you're
it's
like,
not planned. You don't want to.
Now we have to do this thing. Like,
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, and
This has changed.
I think we discussed it with a couple of guests over the years. Like, as soon as you hold your kid, you're like, your whole world changes. He's like, okay, now this is what I'm here for.
I said,
Yeah.
like, we looked at all sorts of options. We talked about adoption, everything. And then the minute we had her, we just looked at each other. We're like, this is our baby.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that was crazy.
So you've said that there was a lot of negativity and pressure during the pregnancy. What kept you steady through that?
Stuart being the support person for his mum and his family as well, through their own grief and trauma. Lost his dad really young. We'd moved into his mum's house by then because he was still living there. I
Yeah.
moved in with them. We just sort of had each other. We didn't really have anyone else. So even when we had people saying, like, you're too young, but you're not going to last, all that kind of stuff, we just sort of would go, you know what? We're going to do what we're going to do. They can't tell us what to do. So I think our stubbornness kind of helped us.
I met a more loyal person than Stewie. So yeah,
No,
like, if he's your mate, he's your mate forever.
Yeah,
It is
and
very-
he's loyal to a
One of
Yeah.
my regrets is not having kids earlier.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I joke about it like I missed out on my 20s. Everyone else sort of did that whole club scene and partied and fucked around, and I was pretty much a dad from the second I was an adult.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but now, like, all my mates have got little kids, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going away for the weekend.
I can actually go out, whereas all my friends were in their 30s.
They're like, oh, it's got to find someone to look after the
They've got
kids.
the
I'm like,
newborn
all right,
tired, and I'm like-
see you next time.
Yeah.
I'm nearly there, Joe.
Yeah, no, you're not. Like, you're pretty cool. Your kids are pretty self-reliant.
Yeah, they are.
and-
So tell us about your daughter. What was it like holding her for the first time, knowing you'd broken the cycle of abuse, at least in that moment?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was surreal.
yeah.
I got in trouble because I kept poking her. I was like, this isn't real.
Make it make noise. Is it alive?
I was like,
Was
this
she
is my
breathing?
baby. Like, I created this.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then as she started growing, like, she was just the sweetest baby. You know, she didn't cry. Like, she was awesome. Most amazing little girl. Even now, at nearly 17, she terrifies me sometimes. But
Do you
she's
see-
still such an amazing human, and I'm so
Do
lucky.
you and Stu in her?
Yes.
Positive and-
I think
yeah.
she's got, definitely gets my anger.
Yeah.
She's got my short fuse for sure.
I love it.
But she's definitely very caring and
Yeah.
just couldn't ask for a better kid.
Love it. She's babysitting for you right now.
She is.
Sorry, mate.
Oh.
We'll get mum home so quick.
Yeah. She actually made plans for once and I stepped on that.
It's all right. That's what the calendar's for.
There's a routine. We know that.
When did you first realise you needed help, and what gave you the courage to ask for it?
I think so. When I did, have that suicide attempt when I was younger, I would have been, 16. And I was very much still in denial, but that's the first time I went to my doctor, I think a few days later, and I said, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I'm really not okay. I'm not coping.
Up.
I said, like, I don't want to be here, but I also don't not want to be here because I know that, I didn't want to leave my brother with nobody. I didn't want to do that to my mum.
Yeah.
And so she, got me with a psychologist and I started talking to someone. I was very stubborn. I refused to go on any sort of medications or do anything like that. Actually, it wasn't until Anna was 4, so many years later, that, you know, I sort of revisited all that and started going down the medication route as well. And I'm so grateful I did.
Yeah.
Going through both and then reflecting on that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not for everyone, but definitely has made my life a hell of a lot easier.
So therapy, unpacking a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. So CPS.
You just adding the
TSD.
C in front of the
Yeah.
PTSD.
How'd you finally feel after having that name?
It made a lot of sense. So I got diagnosed with that, and I got diagnosed with ADHD in my late teens,
Yeah.
which made my childhood make a hell of a lot more sense when you realize that, like, okay, number one, my brain isn't wired the way that I thought it was. And then
Exactly.
also, oh, this trauma is real and
Yeah.
it has real effects, you know,
So what
physical,
is CP?
emotional. So complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress is usually just after a single
An event.
event. Complex is usually if it's been ongoing trauma over the years. It can affect everyone differently. I have quite severe panic attacks, not always triggered by anything specific.
Yeah.
So that can be really alarming, especially for people that don't know me.
Yeah, the whole hyperventilating.
Yeah,
flop
I'll
sweat.
just shut down completely.
yeah.
So again, I manage that quite well now, but
It's part of our
Anxiety as well.
Yeah.
body.
is.
Just we're in major danger right now, and everything.
yeah.
Fully hyped up.
Then afterwards you just shut down and you're exhausted.
Yeah, I think I've had 2 real panic attacks in my entire life, and they, like you say, you're zapped up.
They're scary.
Yeah,
They're
And
really
literally,
scary.
it's literally like you've just got that adrenaline spike. You've got that. Yeah, it's really brutal on your body.
Like, you know, you talk yourself through it. I
Yeah,
know
like
having
the-
it, I'm like, I know this will pass, and you
Yeah.
try and talk yourself, but you can't coach yourself through those feelings.
No.
They're really real, and you've just sort of got to go with it.
Do you do the senses thing?
I try.
Yeah.
I
So
Look, it works
I-
for some
I-
people.
I was taught, like, you know, like if your body thinks you're in danger, show it it's not. Yeah, like what can you see? What can
Yeah.
you see? What can you hear? Like which one of these senses is picking up something that tells you you're in danger? It's meant to trick your brain into going like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing, so it's okay. But
Do you remember Troy from Mental Militia? He used to do this.
the
Yeah.
tapping stuff, yeah.
yeah, stuff like that helps.
Hard
Yeah.
enough to not
Yeah.
hurt, but not hurt yourself. Yeah,
Change your thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. What did therapy teach you, and what surprised you the most?
That it wasn't just talking.
Yeah,
So I know, like, even now I try to convince other people to go to therapy, to talk to someone, especially a lot of my male friends over the years have definitely had that, what's the point? What's it going to do? And I'm like, no, it's so strange to be able to actually sound off out loud, not just sort of tell yourself. And you're not always getting an opinion back. They're not there to fix you, so to
Yeah.
speak, but even just to validate.
I think that's the validation is what it is. If you said that, like you'll say, you're like, oh, you know, family dinner used to be like this, you know, that's just what it
Yeah.
was. And they're like, no, that's not
That's not normal.
That's not
and that's
normal.
not okay.
And you're like, oh. And then you unpack what your
Yeah.
experience was to what normal is.
Validating your feelings.
Yeah,
And going, okay,
like,
it's all right
yeah,
to not always
yeah.
like your parents or
Yeah.
a sibling or something that's happened to you.
Like in your situation, yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of felt responsible for everybody. And like,
Exactly.
well,
And
yeah,
hearing that, you
were.
know, that's
Yeah,
not your responsibility. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
reassuring and reaffirming and makes you not feel as crazy as you probably thought you did.
Yeah. I think ADHD, like I know I bang on about it all the time, man, but it's like we're not
I
an
do too.
ADHD show. But
100%.
it's not a label, but it's such a good explanation for so many things that I thought were just normal things that everybody felt
Yeah.
they don't. And it's just how to process things and how I've got really good lateral thinking because we think of every angle and everything,
100%.
overthink the shit out of every possible
Doesn't help with the
situation.
anxiety
and
either.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, like someone tried to teach me was like paying anxiety is just paying stress for something that hasn't happened yet. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but my brain doesn't work like that.
Doesn't stop it.
So you've battled alcohol, self-harm and depression. What's been the hardest habit or mindset to break?
That you don't need to rely on something. You know, it's okay to feel the feelings. Yeah,
Definitely.
that's probably the hardest, especially when you always take on the carer role. You don't like to show emotion. I like to just keep it. I don't let people in easily.
Yeah,
It's taken many years to actually be able to openly talk about feelings with people,
yeah,
including Stuart.
yeah.
And that's stupid because I always tell him, talk to me, tell me when
tell-
you're not okay. And he's like,
Yeah.
how about you tell me when you're not okay? And I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
This isn't about me, and sort of, I guess, joking about it. Like,
Yeah.
I do that now. Very awkward. I guess the mum equivalent of dad humor. Very much so. Learning not to care anymore. And just not caring what people think has helped me to be able to talk about myself more and how I feel.
Yep.
And I guess being a mum.
Yeah.
Wanting my kids to talk to me. And how are they going to do that if I don't talk to them?
And finding that line of what's trauma dumping and
And maybe I am too open, but
what's enough information for them to understand where you're coming from as
Exactly.
well. I'm a trainer for a living and a parent, and my whole thing is like, I don't say no to my kids. I'll explain why I don't want them to do something, not just
Exactly.
no. Like it's like, and the same with training. I don't say this is what you have to do. This is why you have to do it that way. I find that's a much gentler way of getting through it. Don't get me wrong, kids will still turn around and go like, no, I fucking want to go. Like, well, there you are.
yeah. And
Sometimes you have to learn your own lessons, and we're going
we
through
all
that with
learned
you.
ourselves. So
Ambo's having issues with his daughter at the moment.
She's on the right road now.
she's back. She's coming back.
It's the friends.
Yeah, it's the age.
She's
It's
got
just
better.
that age.
She's got better friends around her now, which
That's
I'm
beautiful.
embracing.
yeah, it makes a big difference.
For
My
sure.
daughter's gone through that recently. She
Yeah.
left school at the beginning of this year, which surprised us all. She's very academic.
Yeah,
She was
just
really
wasn't for
struggling
her.
with the friendship group.
Yeah.
They were all
right.
getting into the partying side of it and everything, and she's not
Yeah,
that way inclined. She doesn't drink,
which is great.
which has definitely come from me and Stuart and our negative experiences because we've been open and shared it with her.
Yeah,
She's experienced some of it. She's
Yeah.
been around some of it. And, I'm not proud of that, but I'm definitely proud of her attitude towards it all now. She doesn't feel the need to do that. She's got good friends. She's at an alternative school now. She's found what works
awesome.
for her. So
Yeah, that's good.
I've worked with her. I didn't say no. She came to me and said, I want to leave school. I'm like,
Okay.
what can I do to help you? What do you want to do?
Yeah,
Because I'm not going to have you do nothing.
yeah,
I'll support you to do whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, I worry for my daughter because she's only 13. She's working though.
yeah.
She's got the taste of having money.
yeah.
Yeah,
But she
I'm
needs to focus on
a
school,
big
so-
believer that school's not for everyone.
13 though.
Look,
Very young.
It's tricky. At least there's more options now. Like when we were
Like-
younger, it was school or nothing.
yeah,
could get a job.
there's plenty of options for self-study as well. Like if she finds something that she's interested in, as long as you get that basic maths, reading,
And you can
writing
always
stuff.
go back. I think that's another thing. You
Nothing-
don't have to
there's-
leave
yeah.
school and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, and we've got friends whose kids are all like in that school denial stage, and like I had a laugh with my mum. I'm like, do you remember when I didn't want to go to school? She was like, yeah, like fuck, get on the bus. I was like,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Now it's like, oh, I don't want to go to school, and there's like programs from the government to help you get kids, and I'm like, this is where how it should be.
Well, I got told at 15, if you're not going to go to school, you got to go get a job.
Then yeah.
I went, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did. Got an apprenticeship and left.
Spoke about your dad. Wasn't grief but relief when he passed away.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a big relief. I think when you have something that's impacted your whole life and shaped your whole life, like I went through a big period of numbness and I sort of reverted back for about a year after he died. It was a really, really horrible time. All the panic attacks came back. It was like someone had opened the floodgate.
Yeah, so-
I had all these horrible memories. I was waking up with nightmares.
Dad passing wasn't closure; it was more a reopening.
It was strange, but
Yeah.
now that's where I've got to this healing and I've been able to grow from it. But it definitely brought up a lot of stuff that I didn't know it was going to.
Yeah.
And it was almost like him dying was like permission to remember and feel and reflect on everything, which was really unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that when did therapy start for you at that stage, or?
So I've sort of jumped in and out of therapy. I said from about 16, I've sort of gone to and from. But then after that, yeah, like I said, I got into a really dark place where I didn't, I had days where I was like, I don't even want to be a mum anymore. I don't
Yeah.
want to be here. I wasn't suicidal. I just was numb.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what
Getting
I
out
wanted
of
to
bed's
do.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realized after I was 32.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who I am
Yeah.
because my whole life was based around
Other people.
other people, pleasing them, looking after them. I was like, what do I like?
Yeah.
And so then my friend was like, maybe you should start talking to someone again. And so I thought, you know what? Yes. And that's been the biggest help.
Do you have dedicated you time now, or is
I
it?
was about to say that.
Yeah.
It's again taken a long time, a lot of juggling. Our 7-year-old is really low functioning autistic, so that's been a really hard challenge. Get some me time when he's very, very dependent on me. Like I'm very much his safe person. Stuart is as well, but it definitely
If there's a choice, it's you.
because he's at work. Yeah, Haynes like very much. If you're in front of me all the time, like you're my person. So it's tricky. The handoff. He's got very bad separation anxiety.
He can do things by himself.
Some.
Yeah.
So
But he needs to be
part-time
he
schooling
needs
at
to
the
be
moment, but
entertained.
he
Yeah.
can't be without a person with
Yeah.
him. So
be-
that's challenging. So we've worked out a routine now. Once the kids are in bed at night, my eldest and I go to the gym. That's
Yeah.
our time. I chuck my headphones in and, that's my me time.
It's good.
And it's helped so much.
Pause on the crazy.
Even when I'm tired and, I'm going because Anna's like, come on, Mum, come on. But afterwards I feel so good. Like it's just that decompression of the day even.
So you got 4 kids, three yours,
And our
nephew.
youngest is actually the son of Stuart's brother that I mentioned earlier. So he came to us when he was 6 weeks old. Had a nice phone call from DHS going, look,
There.
please.
There's nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else for him.
My mother-in-law's got his 3 older siblings,
Wow.
which is a whole,
Yeah.
that is such a massive task. She gave up retirement to raise 3 kids.
Where's Mum?
So she was quite young. The 2 older boys are to someone else, and
Yep.
she also has addiction problems. She's moved
Yep.
away. The younger 2, so their mum was only 15 and their dad was 29 at the time, so obviously not a good thing.
Yeah.
And her family were not around. They weren't reliable people, had child protection involved throughout her whole life as well. So she now lives somewhere else. She is doing adult work.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it's a really sad story. We tried to help. She's got BPD. She's got a lot of issues that unfortunately there's not a lot of support there. And I mean, we can only do so much
Exactly right.
from a distance while trying to maintain that protection for the children. I refuse to ever let either of them know where
that's
we've
right.
lived and all that kind of stuff. Just again, for the kids' safety,
Of course,
because
showing up on a good day.
so,
not a-
we always had to keep meetings public, mutual.
Yeah.
But we haven't heard from her in nearly 2 years.
Oh.
And he'll be 5 in March.
And your mum?
My mum.
Are you mum?
Oh,
now?
I'm mum. Yeah, I have been mum.
Yep.
So when he first came to us, it was only meant to be for the weekend,
Yep.
then a few weeks, then it's obviously continued on. We actually just got permanent care this year after 4 years.
Yeah.
So even with, no contact from mum or dad,
They still have to
the
jump.
court
You've still got to
gives
jump through
every
all the hoops.
opportunity.
Yeah.
You have to go on a reunification order. Then it goes on to they become ward of state, all this stuff. Absolutely
It's worthwhile having
Krista,
that.
but he's such a
Does-
beautiful kid.
Does he know that?
We just have a weird family.
Yeah.
So he knows me as mum, Stuart's dad. He also knows that he calls my kids brother and sisters.
Yeah.
But then he also has brothers and sister at grandmum's house.
Yeah.
And, that's no different.
Yeah.
I guess they all just treat each other like siblings anyway.
Yeah.
His sister calls me mum
Yeah.
because she doesn't
Doesn't have
know.
one.
That's my
Yeah, yeah.
name.
Yeah.
I think it's the same as calling me Kim, it would be mum because
Yeah.
the others call her that. That must be her name.
Must be.
Which is strange and I guess a bit sad sometimes because they don't have that same parental relationship. Our little one's, I guess, lucky in that sense. He does have, I guess, the stereotype mum dad.
Yeah.
So how has being a mum changed your relationship with your own past?
It's definitely made me look at my parents from a different perspective. I don't resent them, but I definitely don't agree with the way that I was raised. Many reasons. If I was in the same boat as my mum, and I know it's easier said than done, I definitely couldn't have stayed in that situation with my kids. I am very much a fierce protector. I always have been with my brother and now my kids. I can't think of putting them in a situation like that. That would just be awful.
So what does your brother do now?
So he actually has just come out of a few very difficult years. When Dad died, he had just got married and just had a baby.
Oh wow.
And so my nephew was 6 weeks old when Dad died. Dad never got to meet him. So it was during COVID times.
Yeah.
Dad was in hospital and obviously visitations. It was all a nightmare. And then my brother's partner, she is Japanese. So she went back over to Japan for a while to see her parents so they could meet Kai. And then unfortunately my brother went through an episode of psychosis where he disappeared for a year. So that year that I was having the big mental breakdowns and everything, my brother was overseas and we had barely any contact with him, bar some conspiracy theory videos he would put up on YouTube, and that was how we knew he was alive.
Oh, wow.
He stayed with us for a little while, and the reason we found out he even went overseas was because he texted you and said, can you pick my car up from the airport? And then an envelope arrived with the parking ticket from the airport and his car keys and the location of where the car was parked. Okay. And like I said, we barely heard from him for a whole year.
Hear where he went?
He went to Thailand, where he has some friends, where he still has some stuff in a storage locker thing over there.
Yeah.
Apparently his passport's in Thailand. I don't know how he got back to Australia.
Wow.
He went to a few other countries. He doesn't even remember where he went. He doesn't know.
shit.
He really, it was... Psychosis is really terrifying.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
drug-induced psychosis?
No drugs involved.
No, fuck.
He's very much not a drinker, not a
Yeah.
drug taker. So it was definitely trauma and stress-induced
yeah, wow.
psychosis.
Wow. Unreal.
Unfortunately, autistic people are a lot more likely to go through an episode of psychosis
Where
in
it's,
their life.
rather than
And it's
deal with it in little spots, they get the...
And it's very
Bang.
much
Yeah.
not schizophrenia, not
No.
bipolar like many people would think. So it
Yeah.
can just be a once-off episode.
Terrified to live with that on your shoulder, though.
It's scary.
Yeah.
So the only reason we found him was actually when he came back into Australia, he did try to commit suicide. He tried to jump in front of a train at Melbourne Central, and I'm very grateful that somebody saw him standing there and must have just picked
Kind
up
of,
on the
yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
Something happened, whoever that was, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm very grateful and managed to stop that from happening.
Wow.
And then the hospital he ended up in was trying to find out who he was. They had no idea. And anyway, he gave them his name, I think. And then they looked him up. And because of Dad being in hospital and us being his emergency contacts, they found
contacted
my
you.
number
Wow.
and said, do you have a brother called Jeremy? And they're like, well, and I was like, oh my gosh,
He's here.
call mum. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not going to believe this. Holy crap. Yeah. And then he went into a psychiatric hospital for a few months. That was a really, really hard time. I didn't go in there. I didn't visit him at all. Mum did. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Based off my own mental health and trauma, I didn't feel that it was going to be beneficial for me to go into because, it's a full locked ward. You've got to go into the full, airlock rooms and everything. And I couldn't do it. Mum visited every day. She came and stayed with us so she could, because she lives, in the high country. So she went in every day. But like she said, it was just some days he wouldn't want to see her. He wouldn't let her in. She'd get there and, he'd turn her away and you just had to respect that. Other days they'd go for a walk. And like she said, it was a struggle. He couldn't even decide if they were going to go left or right. And, this is a guy that despite all his challenges, he was so academically inclined. He's a qualified accountant. He'd done business management. He's been successful and he couldn't even make a simple decision.
The mind's a fucking weird machine.
It was crazy. He's now on regular medication. They found something that seems to work. He moved in with Mum, so when he got discharged from the hospital, he did relapse. So for a while, she wouldn't leave the house unless he was with her. She went to do shopping one day, came back and he'd disappeared again. His car was gone. There was a note on the bed saying, I don't feel okay. I'm driving back to Melbourne to go to the psych ward.
Yeah.
He never turned up there.
Oh, shit.
I was bartending at the time, so I was working nights.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call and from a weird number. It was a Melbourne number. I'm like, oh, shit. So this is like 2 days after he'd driven back to Melbourne and didn't rock up. And I've run outside at work and answered the phone. It was a nurse again. Yep. Hi, your brother's been in a car accident. We've got him in hospital here. So on the way down to Melbourne, he'd somehow gone off the road, ends up in a tree, and his little Swift is completely written off, airlifted to the Royal Melbourne, broken ribs, everything.
Jeez.
When the police looked at the crash site and everything, they said they have no idea how he survived. That is the only reason he's alive.
Wow.
Some sort of miracle.
Yeah.
And then he had to rehab from that.
How's he doing now?
He's doing really well. His wife and son, so his son's just turned 3. And they've just moved out to their own place. So the 3 of them were living with
beautiful.
my mum and staying with us.
So she stuck around. That's good.
Yeah, she's a beautiful human. It was challenging.
I can
In
imagine.
Japan, mental health isn't recognised
No,
in the same way it is
yeah.
over here. So even though she was amazingly understanding, her parents didn't get it.
yeah.
And that became really stressful for her.
I can imagine.
And we had some pretty heavy conversations where she wasn't coping. So when she came back over, I think she was happy just to be able to actually talk about it and go,
Yeah.
you know, like, it's hard. I had support at least when I had my kids young. She went through the
Yeah.
first 2 years
Alone.
with a partner,
Gone,
you know,
yeah.
in psychosis. She didn't
Yeah.
have her husband to talk to.
Had he been in contact with her at all in that time?
Yeah. No. So even though he didn't know what he was doing, she was getting regular payments from him. He would send her money.
Oh,
So
wow.
he doesn't remember where he was, but he remembered to send her money. So we knew he was alive.
That's, yeah.
That parental responsibility was strong.
And what's something your kids have taught you about your resilience and love?
That no matter how challenging it gets, that you can get through it and you can get up the next day and do it again. Yep. So I was working full time up until my son started prep last year. My 2 older girls were at school. Aubrey, our second daughter, she's autistic as well. Starting school with her was challenging, but not as much as Haim. So
You guys did treatment for pregnancy, is that right? Like,
we did, yeah.
Yeah,
So Aubrey
yeah,
was
yeah.
conceived through treatment.
Yeah.
So Anna got to 5, and despite having her as a surprise, secondary infertility, couldn't get
Yeah.
pregnant. Went through treatment, got Aubrey, who is also just marches to the beat of her own drum. That kid, she's amazing.
she's just a little stew.
She is a cracker.
100%.
But then, yeah, I was working. He was in daycare. His little brother was in daycare, which, again, like I said, he always had separation anxiety, but he's sort of calmed down. When you get to school and they're not in those sort of fenced communities anymore, you really notice when your child's been stuck in fight or flight. He would run.
Yeah.
And so I'd get to work and I'd get a call. He's not here. He's run. Lucky we're in a small town, but still there's a big main road. He'd run towards the park. He'd go anywhere. And they're not, department rules are crazy. They're not allowed to chase him. They're not allowed to do anything. They're meant to call the police. And they'd call me because they'd say, look, we don't want to call the police.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Can
don't,
you
because you're going to
drop-
traumatize him.
Can you
Like,
drop everything and go do it?
yeah, so I had to keep leaving work, and
Yeah.
I was teaching kinder, so I couldn't just leave
Yeah.
a class of children.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And so I had to choose between basically my son's safety and my job.
Yeah.
So I gave that up. And he's been part-time schooling, so we've been building up. So at first I couldn't even get out of the classroom. Now, by the end of prep, I could sit outside the room for an hour. He'd stay in there.
Yeah.
Again, it's taken nearly a year to even get the funding
Yeah.
for a support worker in class. And he's on one of the highest levels of funding now, and
That
he's
through
still not
NDIS
full-time.
stuff?
So he's got NDIS. That's
Yeah.
kept completely separate
Okay.
from school. They don't cross, which
Yeah.
is weird. Very unfortunate because a lot of kids do fall through the cracks.
The funding stuff is kind of funny the way it works, because it's like you have to jump through so many hoops to get it, and then when you get it, they give you like a lot. Like there's a lot of things you can get, but it's like, why do you make it so fucking
This
hard?
is debilitating, like trying to get that access to them.
How do you? Why is it so hard to get this started?
I've helped a few
Like,
friends do it
yeah.
for their kids,
Yeah.
and because the paperwork's just a nightmare.
It's
And if you don't know what you're
insane.
doing,
It's
like I'm
insane, yeah.
very lucky. I'm
And they'll
very
send it back.
fortunate that I
They'll
understood
send it
what I
back
was
if
doing.
you got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like send exactly the same thing back again. And they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. Did somebody else look at it? What's like? Is it a policy to reject it? Like, I don't understand how.
And all the different
They
departments.
make it
like I said,
difficult so
they
that
don't
you go,
cross.
fuck,
So
this
you
is
give
not
up.
worth it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you give up. Yeah.
then
And like
they
I
don't
said,
have to pay.
Department of Education, Centrelink, NDIS, the 3 of them do not
Yeah.
communicate.
Stupid, isn't it?
They don't cross over. You have to do each
Yeah.
individually, and it's a headache. But yeah, like I said, he's the best kid. He's the most loving kid. He just doesn't always show it in the ways that other people do, and we've kind of got our little vibe going now.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk to his peers at school. They annoy him. He doesn't like other kids. He goes in, sits at the back. You know, he's got his spot. If anyone's near his spot, oh God, help him. He has his support worker. So 3 days a week he's at school till 11:30, sometimes 12:30 if we were really lucky. And then 1 day a week he's there till 11. And then that's all the funding he gets. So Fridays he's off.
What does a good day look for you now? And what does peace finally feel like?
A good day is when all my kids are happy and doing what they should be, when we're not having big meltdowns. Yeah. It's peace is us just doing our things, you know, getting through the day with as many smiles and as many sort of things to laugh about Hopefully not too many things broken. If we can get to school on time, that's cool. If we get there at all, awesome.
Yeah.
I've just really had to learn to take everything in my stride now and go for the small wins. Like, did they eat? Did they get dressed? Did they go to school? If they went to school, how long for? Did they do something they enjoyed?
Small victories.
It's so different to what I thought it would look like.
So you've survived homelessness, trauma, addiction and loss, yet you're here, you're calm and you're self-aware. What's one thing you would tell 15-year-old Kimmi if you could go back?
That you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be easy. Probably never will be easy, but,
Yeah.
makes it more interesting.
Never a dull moment.
Never. I mean, I think my books would be longer than the whole of The Lord of the Rings if I wrote an autobiography. So, but...
We had a laugh at the start. I showed you what I normally get from our guests. Like, I'll say, tell us a bit about yourself. You come in, I'll try and make up some questions based on what you tell me, and I get like 5 paragraphs.
That was the
I was
briefest
like,
summary.
Shit, I was like scrolling.
I wanted to cut that down for me.
That's great. But it makes our job a lot easier. Like I said, we try and have a conversation, but if we can sort of guide it through it makes it a bit easier. We've tried the just wing it, and then everyone sits there and gives one-word answers, and it kind of gets lost. There's a lot of editing.
How do you measure success and happiness now?
Like I said, the small victories, the small wins. If something makes you happy, I think people put too much pressure on themselves for big success and big victories when really learning to appreciate the little wins. If you've got a roof over your head, if you've got food, if you've...
Can go to the petrol station, put petrol in the car, not look at the numbers on the pump.
I think
that would be amazing.
Yeah. I think that was one of my defining I've made it moments was...
Yeah, you don't have to watch
just going to the...
So it goes click.
A full tank of fuel.
Yeah.
As simple as
not
that
going
sounds.
shit, is my card going to decline?
Hang on, so if I put $4.80 worth of fuel in today, I can get to work enough for payday. It was like,
can you come over, Jeff? No, sorry.
No.
No.
Yeah,
sorry, I had to get a fuel one in there.
I lived in a hole. Yeah, we got our petrol station. What do you think keeps so many people trapped in the cycle that you were able to escape from?
I think that's the thing, the fear of leaving. Fear is always a massive thing when you don't know any different. Fear obviously kept my mum in it. Growing up, like again, her mum was bipolar. She was abusive. They did not talk about that, obviously, in her generation. Grandma would go away on holidays and mum and her sister would go stay with their grandparents and they had no idea what was going on. Later they find out she's bipolar and she was in a mental hospital. Yeah. I don't think they're in their 40s maybe when they found out that was actually what happened.
I was saying a mental hospital back then wasn't treatment. It was basically lock you up until you
dope them up and send
them
her home when she was coping.
Try this drug. Try this drug.
So or just literally knock them out until
100%.
Their brain came
That's
back
all
to
they
normal.
did.
It was not help. It was prison.
Dope until they're a zombie and function, I guess. Yeah. Just sort of not having that fear, It is scary. It is hard, but it was worth it. Going into the fight, not the fight or flight response kind of worked for me. It doesn't work for everyone.
Fighting for it,
Yeah.
So once your kids are a bit older, how do you want them to remember you?
Hopefully not always as the grumpy mum that's telling them to do stuff. But
I think most people realise that your parents, as strict as they were literally just trying to do the best for you most of the time.
Strict. I try to let my kids have as much fun as possible. I also try to give them responsibilities.
It's the balancing act of you've got to let your kids fuck up as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You learn from your own mistakes. You can have someone tell you till they're blue in the face that everything's good. But if you don't make the mistake yourself, you don't
Exactly.
realise,
And again, having, a teenager now, learning that stuff. Yeah. I have been a lot more open with her about my childhood, not all of it, obviously, age appropriate. But especially the teenage years, like the peer pressure, drinking, drugs, dating, all that kind of stuff. I've tried to be very open with her about so that then she can make a decision.
Yeah.
But also understand the consequences.
When things are going on.
And we have a really open, honest relationship. And I think that's where I know I kind of got it right, when she will come to me and tell me stuff that I don't think I could ever, even now at 35, tell my mum.
I think that the success as a parent is if your kids get in trouble and they call you and not scared to call you.
And that's what I've always said. I always said to her, I'm like, I won't be mad. Obviously, ideally, you don't want your kids to do drugs or do anything, but
so I'm going to read a message Daisy just sent me. Hey Dad, I was just thinking about if the next time we can do another podcast, not Twist the Throttle or any of that, just talking to each other, because I think we actually do need to talk, and this is way easier to talk about shit when you're actually in that space that is comfortable, you know?
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense, and it gives you something you can listen back to,
So I'm kind
work out if you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
And
good.
I think
I
too.
can't yell and scream at her on the microphone.
So it's a way to connect. She sees that as a safe
yeah.
space.
A nice
That's
calming.
yeah. I think it's more when you're interviewing her, it's not
Yeah,
you judging her.
And you're not dad, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's a,
Yeah.
it's a
Host.
different. Yeah, it's a different element. So maybe
Yeah.
she's more comfortable opening
Yeah.
up then. That's cool.
finally. For anyone who's listening and is stuck in a dark place, what would you say to help them hold on a little longer?
I would love to say to people to reach out, but again, I never did. Hated relying on people. Hated telling people I wasn't okay.
Yeah,
But if you can, even, you know, especially now where you can reach out online, even there are a lot of, you know, anonymous helplines, free things, even text like Beyond
Yeah.
Blue and things like
Yep.
that. You can text now. You don't even have to call and talk if you don't want to.
yeah.
Just reach out somewhere. Just get that sort of conversation
ball
started
rolling, yeah.
any way you can.
Yeah.
It helps.
As we've just discussed about the 15-year-old pregnancy and stuff like that, it's not always the first person you talk to is there to help you. If she's reached out to a 29-year-old guy who's making her feel like the most important person in
Exactly.
the world, that's not help. You're being
It's very
manipulated.
different.
And so it's hard to know who to trust, but there are good people out there who do actually want the best for you and
Just finding that way.
finding that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
like-
I think now there's so many resources to sort of reach out.
we plug the
Yeah.
helplines all the time, and again, we haven't done a lot of that ourselves.
It's easier to say it, isn't it? to everyone
Yeah,
else?
I'm pretty lucky that I've got some close friends now that I can reach out to anytime, and I like to be that person for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very
it's
much
the
the
whole
same.
thing. The whole thing.
Quite
yeah.
literally, I'm getting that phone call. I've got a friend whose partner, she's going through some stuff at the moment, having some bad panic attacks. He rang me the other night and
He's like, "What do I
he calls me and he goes, she's having a panic attack. What do I do?
Yeah,
And coach them through it.
throw water on it. No.
I'm happy if I can be that.
Hold her head underwater until the
I'm just
bubbles
like,
stop. Hey, you calm yet?
I was like, well, she let you get in the room at the minute.
What level are we at?
Are we throwing things at you? Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
But, you know, I always want to be that people for other people. And I think
Yeah.
if you can
Yeah.
find those people too that let you do that and don't
Yeah.
care and just don't judge,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think you've built yourself a little world that you can help people, and
Yep.
you became the person you needed.
And I think everyone needs to do that.
Think of how you grew up. What did you need? Be that for your people. We started as a bike podcast. Got much experience with bikes, or been around bikes much?
Mostly dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Had a few accidents when I was younger, so steer away
Stay
from
away
that
from
now.
that.
Yeah.
Our show is called Twist the Throttle. What's that term? Nothing to do with bikes, but could be punch the accelerator, twist the throttle. What's the term mean to you?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
When's Stewie getting a motorbike?
I chucked Stewie into our group chat because I've loved the guy. Like, he's literally one of my favorite people I've ever met.
I send him memes all the time.
Yeah,
When are you getting a motorbike?
Stewie's literally one of those
No, he
people
shows
that
me.
yeah, I could literally not talk to for 10 years and then pick up exactly where we left off when I did see him
He
again.
is that person.
Yeah,
He
because
is.
we worked together, I think 2 or 3 jobs in a row. Like, we kind of followed each other through different companies, and it was he's just a fucking legend. But I know you guys were going through quite a bit, and he needed somebody, and the club that we've built is that somebody that can help him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it's a bike club, so I'm kind of busting his balls to get a bike. He's keen. He's
he
keen.
really wants to. He's shown me what he wants.
He
Yeah.
does his license and he starts slow. He rides within his own comfort zone. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, our
Very
club
easy.
isn't about the bikes. It's just the common thing.
No,
Yeah.
like I said, we actually were homeless, all of us, only 8 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we were in an Airbnb with our kids. The house we were in
Fucking
fell
cool.
down.
I remember this. Yeah.
So we
Fell
were staying
down.
in it,
Yeah, they got-
literally fell
literally
down.
it was
The
like-
support beams, everything. The house
Oh,
shifted.
shit.
Yeah.
We had to leave like 0-day notice.
Yep.
Get
Yeah.
out.
It's a
Yeah, we're in an
safety-
Airbnb
safety.
with our children.
Safety.
Engineer nearly died when he walked in there. He's like, get out
Yeah.
now. I'm like, okay,
Don't pack.
leave.
Moving furniture will be bad.
Finding a
So
house
did the
that you-
landlord help you out or no?
No.
No.
No, so we were very fortunate that the same aunt and uncle I spoke about were in a position to help us. They paid for an Airbnb. We were in there for 15 days while we were looking for a house, applying for everything under the sun.
Oh, and then it's a
That is
terrible time to be
insane.
looking for a freaking house
Oh,
at
it was
the
a
moment.
nightmare.
Yeah.
And we just happened to know a real estate agent who, she knew us, knew our reputation, and
Yeah.
she said, I've got something,
Yeah, good.
That's fantastic.
grab it.
My daughter just applied for a place in Manchester and had to bid for the rent.
God.
I was like,
No.
that can't be legal, right? And they're like, oh,
They do it in the city
yeah,
here.
they do
It's
it now.
insane. It's
They do it.
illegal.
Yeah,
It's not
they're not allowed
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. People will come in and say,
Maybe
you know
we
what,
can
you're asking
review
for
your-
this. I'll pay you this if
Yeah.
you give us,
Yeah,
know.
so
and
they,
will.
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then you take them to court for overcharging you. Anyway. Thanks a lot, Kimmi, for
Kimmi,
coming
thanks
on.
for
and
coming
sharing
on.
All
your
right.
story.
Thanks for
Thanks.
having That's all right.
Go home and relax with your 4 kids and crazy husband.
That's funny.
Kick back, open a bottle of
We
water.
Yeah,
Bubbles.
a really nice water.
Yeah. Thanks, listeners. Thanks,
Thanks,
watchers.
listeners.
See you next time.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks for riding with us today on Twist the Throttle. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew. Remember, no matter how tough the road gets, you're never riding alone. Stay safe, stay open, catch you on the next ride. Keep that throttle twisted.